Sisi is finishing up his first 4-year term as president of Egypt. He promised to address the demands of the 2011 uprising. So let's look at how things in the country have shaped up. The economic policies under Sisi have made living conditions for most Egyptians worse, especially after the loan agreement with the IMF in 2016. As part of the deal, the government devalued the currency, which means the Egyptian pound became cheaper compared to the US dollar. Before the deal, $1 equaled 8.8 Egyptian pounds. Now it's 17.6. The idea was for Egypt to devalue its currency in hopes of making its exports cheaper and more competitive. But the problem was that some of the products Egypt produces depends heavily on imports, and the devaluation made those imports far more expensive. Inflation reached as high as 35%. Even the price of the most basic necessities like food and fuel skyrocketed. Flour rose 76%, sugar 70%, and cooking gas used by poorer Egyptians doubled. To make matters worse, the IMF loan deal also required the removal of government subsidies for Egyptians, meaning their safety net was taken away. So far, the whole deal did a lot more harm than good. Human Rights Watch's website was blocked after it reported on tortures and arbitrary detentions that became part of everyday life after the coup of 2013. 13 new prisons were built to help house 60,000 political prisoners, at least 1,250 of whom disappeared. Repression is rampant. Recently, a mother who told the BBC that police might be behind her daughter's disappearance was arrested for spreading fake news. The Egyptian singer Shireen was sentenced to 6 months in jail because she said the Nile River is dirty, allegedly making Egypt look bad. The Egyptian government took controlling public discourse even a step further. This cartoon, designed by Egypt's Interior Ministry, shows 2 children watching their neighbors and reporting on their activities to the police after finding them to be suspicious. The government's attempt to indoctrinate children through a cartoon stirred social media. The security situation hasn't improved either. Sinai has become a hub for a Daesh insurgency, which has intensified after Sisi's 2013 coup. Despite President Sisi's promise to bring security to the region, again, things have gotten worse. In the last 4 years, at least 1,000 security officials were killed by terrorists. Since 2014, there's been a media blackout and a state of emergency in northern Sinai. While Sisi's Sinai efforts did not yield any results, he's now targeting NGOs in the name of national security. In May 2017, the government passed a law heavily limiting the ability of NGOs to operate. They now have to get government pre-approval for donations above $550. And if they don't get approved within 2 months, their request is automatically declined. This law hits low-income Egyptians who depend on NGO support now more than ever in the aftermath of the IMF deal and subsidy cuts. So in the last 4 years, let's see how Sisi's done on his promise to improve the Egyptian economy, personal freedoms, and security.